Welcome to Sparks of History, where world history and Jewish history meet. We are very, very pleased to have with us today Professor Jonathan Sarna of Brandeis University. Professor Sarna is the director of the Schusterman Center for Israel Studies. He is the Joseph H. and Belle R. Braun Professor of American Jewish History. Dr. Sarna has written, edited, or co-edited more than 30 books, including the acclaimed American Judaism, A History, which was the winner of the Jewish Book Council's Jewish Book of the Year Award in 2004. And today we will be discussing Dr. Sarna's and Mr. Chappell's Lincoln and the Jews, an absolutely wonderful, wonderful book that you can just keep picking up over and over again and just browsing through it and reading it. It's just like nugget after nugget. And we're going to try to squeeze in when General Grant expelled the Jews in its own right. Just a page turner. I was just so fascinated opening it up, and I think I read it in basically one sitting. And the books are available, certainly this book, on Amazon, where I purchased it from, and please feel free to go on and purchase the book. It's really a worthwhile purchase. So just to get started, Dr. Sarna, a little bit about your background and how you became interested in Lincoln and the Jews.
Anyone who works in American Jewish history knows about Ulysses S. Grant's order, General Orders Number 11, expelling Jews from his war zone. And when I was writing the section on that episode, in my book, American Judaism, which was a big history of American Judaism, and I went through the materials, I said, this deserves a book. And then I was indeed invited to do the book. The Grant book actually came first. That's why I'm telling that story. Okay. I was invited to write a little book in the next book series on Grant expelling the Jews. And as an author is wont to do, I gave various lectures, and I gave a big lecture in New York on that subject. And after the lecture was concluded, a man came up to me and introduced himself as Benjamin Chappell. I, of course, knew the famous school and knew the name. And he said, I have a large collection dealing with Lincoln and the Jews. I'd love to talk to you about it. So I said, I'd certainly love to hear about it, but I have a plane to catch. He said, no problem. I'll come up to Brandeis and speak with you. And so it was. He came up and described to me not only his own collection, but some of what he had learned. Ben Chappell is a scholar, really, in terms of spending a lot of time on research. And as I looked into it, I said, yes, it's true. There are thousands of books on Abraham Lincoln, but amazingly, this aspect of Lincoln is not known. And I said further, this material that Ben Chappell owns, this isn't known even by scholars because it's not in an archive. And it's very important to make it available. And since there are not that many people who've worked in the 19th century and knew the Civil War, so I guess I was elected, and I hadn't quite planned on it so quickly because we decided that a book on Lincoln and the Jews, we wanted it to come out in terms of the time for the anniversary of his assassination and so on. Anyway, that's how I got involved in that subject.